All right, welcome to episode 6 of the podcast. Listeners, viewers, it's almost the end of 2020. Can you believe that?
Well, I mean,
What a year this has
Yeah.
been, hey?
I was about to say it's a year that in a way couldn't have gone by faster, but at the same
That's
time
so
it
true.
moved pretty slow.
So true. Honestly, I think 2020 will always be associated with COVID-19.
Yeah.
Always.
No, yeah.
Always associated with COVID-19.
I think in Toronto when in lockdown.
Yeah.
Like March.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been working from home since March.
Yeah. It's
Since
hard
March.
to believe for 10 months.
Yeah.
Like we've been in complete lockdown.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like I remember when this started back in March, a lot of people said, no, we'll be back to work in September.
Yeah.
Or we'll be back to work by the summer. A lot of people actually thought when this started in March that, hey, this was going to be over by March break. This is going to be a 2-week thing.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was just unprecedented, man.
Yeah.
I didn't think, like, when they shut everything down, my first reaction was, like, how long is this going to last?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
Like, everything is closed. The mall's closed. Stores are closed.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't eat out at a restaurant.
Unbelievable.
And now,
Unbelievable.
like, I can't remember the last time, you know?
Yeah,
I
like how it
went to a
feels like,
store,
going to
yeah,
a restaurant.
yeah.
'Cause, it's like a distant memory.
Yeah.
It's something you used to do.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And even, like, when they did open it up for a small period of time in the summer,
Yeah.
you're wearing masks. It's so weird.
Yeah. It's so fucking weird.
And-
so
and-
different.
And it's a huge, like, the thing is for me, it's like, it's a huge effect on us.
Yeah.
But imagine if you're like starting grade school.
Yeah, unbelievable. The
Right?
way for kids, for people in school,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's been crazy, absolutely.
Yes.
So I thought for this episode then we'd cover COVID-19. Looks like we have a lot of stuff to talk
It
about
makes sense.
COVID-19. Yeah, I thought we'd
Yeah.
cover COVID-19 and just to talk about some of the effects. So I thought we'd sort of cover how it's affected your life and your
Mhm.
business. What trends are here to stay? A lot of people are saying COVID-19 has accelerated things like e-commerce
Yeah.
adoption. So I thought we'd talk about how COVID-19 has accelerated some of these trends. The impact on real estate. We know a lot of businesses have been going out of business, right?
Yeah.
Shutting down, closed. Some restaurants are closed simply because they can't have indoor diners. So I thought we'd discuss what the impact on real estate's going to be. And has COVID-19 actually created some opportunities or just problems,
Yeah.
right? So I thought we'd cover some of these topics today.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, let's go for it. So how has COVID-19 affected you specifically and your business?
So with me, I think COVID, and this might sound horrible,
Yeah. Okay.
but it made my life a little bit easier.
Right.
And it's for several reasons. So, we're like I felt at least, the regulations, were antiquated.
Right.
And like, for example,
You're talking about the law profession here?
within the
Yeah,
legal
yeah.
professional, right?
Yeah.
I felt like there's like, one of the things is for a lot of our document signings,
Yeah.
we have to see the person like in person in front of us,
Right.
and to verify their identity and like to make sure that they are who they are.
In-person signings.
In person,
Okay, interesting.
100%.
Yeah.
So and I really understand the mindset of that. If you went like maybe like 10, 15 years ago and before that,
Yeah.
because you need to verify a person. You can't verify somebody shouldn't be able to sell their property over the phone.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
there's
Makes sense.
it opens it up for fraud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, at least recently, there's just a lot of technology that can help you like make this whole process more efficient. So, for example, like everything I felt like should be done over webcam.
Yeah.
They wouldn't allow it before, but because of COVID, they were forced to do that.
Right. The
So
Law
n-
Society,
the Law
etc. Yeah.
Society and just the rules and
Got
the
it.
laws were changed
Yeah.
so that you could have that as an acceptable form. And I find that in a lot of ways, it's a bit more secure
Yeah.
because, and I feel like if this technology is developed,
Yeah.
like I'm pretty sure when you get, when you see I'm mumbling,
Yeah.
but if your phone can recognize your face,
Yeah.
right? And no matter what you're doing, to unlock it, or if Facebook can recognize you in 5 million different pictures of your friends,
Yeah.
right? It is more secure than somebody coming up to me and giving me their 5-year-old driver's license.
Yeah, and you having to like make sure,
passport.
is this person
And it's
really?
like maybe
Did
they had a beard before, they didn't now. They're looking,
true.
they dropped
So
10
true.
pounds. Like, okay, so there's a lot of risk on me, and I try my best, right? As any professional would be. But I feel like it would be more secure to go and have it like just on, like, once we develop those technologies where the camera can just say, okay, this person is who they are.
Who they say they
are.
So true.
It'll be like amazing. But before that, like Law Society, all the rules were, again, like just very old school. They weren't allowing that, and there was a lot of push against it, even though there was a lot of younger professionals who wanted to go about doing that.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Second thing is because I felt, at least, because somebody would drive to our office, they spend like 30 minutes in traffic one way, right? If it's one way, they're spending an hour altogether.
Yeah.
Even if both ways they're spending 30 minutes to an hour in their
Right.
car, when they come to the office, I feel like they feel obliged to stay there for a certain amount of time.
At your office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, I drove for an hour, so I need to have some kind of conversation.
Yes.
It's more of a psychological thing.
Right.
Whereas now, I think everybody keeps it to business. There's no small talk. I don't know if that's good or bad, at least, right?
Yeah.
Because maybe the small talk allows you to get to know the person.
Right.
But there's no more small talk. So
Right.
I've seen people who are like on their laptop and their kids are like screaming in the background.
Yeah.
And I'm like having them sign all their documents, and they want to just make sure everything is done, and so that they could get back to their kids.
Yeah.
Right.
That is so funny. So they drove half an hour to get to your office, spent half an hour just to sign documents, and then drove a half an hour back, right? And now they do that, over 5 minutes? On video?
Well, I mean,
10
I think,
minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes is
That's
the
unbelievable.
shortest time.
That's unbelievable.
And I'm not to say like there isn't like longer meetings. I've had longer meetings, but
Right.
we always keep it to just the absolute necessary conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, I don't know if that's good or bad, because we're not asking how their day is going and all of that, and there would be a lot
Strictly
of that when
business.
come in. It'd be strictly business. Like, what are your questions? And it's not directed by me.
Yeah.
So I have to take a lot of like what my clients like want, because if a client wants to talk to me to get comfortable before they ask questions, that's perfectly fine, right? But the clients now do not want that comfort runway. Right. So they just want to get to business.
Interesting. That's funny.
Well, what about you?
So in terms of, my experience, it's been interesting. Like we sort of discussed at the top end of this podcast and video. I've been working from home since March. And what surprised me was that how effective this actually was. A lot of people, were very skeptical of working from home before, right? If I had asked in 2019, could I work from home this Friday? There was a lot of suspicion in the office. A lot of people said, you're working from home, but not really. You're going to be like relaxing or doing something else, right? But people have found out through this experiment, right, that working from home is actually quite efficient and productive. Employees are still productive. The biggest surprise to me was that how efficient and productive you can be. And I was one of those people that always thought, hey, I need to be in an office to work.
Yeah.
But through this, honestly, man, I found out that I'm actually just nearly as productive at home, if not more productive, to be honest, because I'm more focused.
But I feel like that is also a result of a lot of the technologies that have been released in the past 5 years or so.
Like video, etc. Absolutely.
If you're a 4K video, man, it's like so clear. I could probably see you clearer on my screen than I can see you in person. It's like with the retina display and all that.
It's
stuff,
crazy.
It's
You're absolutely right. It's absolutely insane. Like it's almost like you didn't really skip a beat, because it's people are like right in front of your face. It's camera video conferencing. If anything, it's a lot less, in the office sometimes with your colleagues, there's a bit of like a barrier because you don't know them so well. You kind of like, you see each other at work, but you don't know them that well. Here, like all barriers were sort of broken. You're seeing inside their home where they're most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right?
But I also found with employees is that like before you had to have small talk if you're on the office.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
But now is there any small talk?
There's a lot less small talk.
Is there like scheduled small talk?
Nah, there's scheduled small talk, but you have so
you have to have the small talk to have that connection.
You have to go
time.
Totally. You have to go out of your way to make that small talk happen. For sure. I'm not saying this was entirely positive. There are definitely some negatives, like having those chance encounter and serendipitous meetings is a lot harder to have now that you're working from home, for sure. So there are definitely downsides as well. But personally, for me, honestly, dude, it's always also been a time where I could just sit back and reflect for a long period of time. You know, sometimes when you're working all the time, it feels like you're on a hamster wheel because
Yeah.
you're commuting, you're going to work, you're going to the gym.
Yeah.
You have this routine that you never snap out of.
Yeah.
This sort of let you snap out of that and sort of take a back seat and then evaluate where you are in
Yeah,
life.
yeah. I also saw that like because everybody's kind of working from home, they don't necessarily before you'd have 9 to 5. So when you're in the office,
Yeah.
you have to be working during this time. That's no longer the case, right? You could work a few hours. There's nobody like breathing down your neck
Yeah.
to say you have to be working until this time, or
Yeah,
you don't have to
yeah.
feel like you have to present a certain thing,
Absolutely.
right? So
yeah.
you can take a break in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and instead of stop working at 5, you stop at 6 or
Yeah.
7, or you get back like, okay, so it's one day you don't feel ultra productive in the morning, you're working in the evening.
You're working in the evenings. Yeah. It's a
So,
lot more flexible
yeah.
for sure.
So it
Yeah.
helps you kind of like, okay, because I felt like it was the traditional like work week is
Yeah.
like very artificial, man. You're forced to work 9
Yeah.
to 5,
Yeah.
right? Like sometimes, and it doesn't have to be all the time. You want to work out in the morning, or you want to read a book in the morning.
You
work
want to
in the
do something
evening,
else.
right?
Yeah. Or you have an appointment. You don't want to like go to your appointment, rush to work. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
stupid. It's such a
Yeah.
waste.
So it's like, and if you have that ability, your job has that flexibility where you can do it at any time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
Totally.
not like you're like in a facility where you have to be open 9 to 5 because somebody's calling you or somebody
Exactly.
needs you. If it
Exactly.
could be done at any time, I think that's a really good improvement.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I guess we've seen a lot of transformations and just the adoption of e-commerce and a lot of things like that. What trends do you think are here to stay? Like what habits have changed for you? I'm guessing you're shopping online more. Maybe using things like Instacart for grocery delivery?
Grocery, not so much.
Not so much. So you guys are still going in store.
Yeah, I think
buying.
my parents are a bit old school, so
Yeah.
they like to kind of see their food before they buy it.
Yeah. So they're still going in
So
store.
they're gonna say like that, and I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Shopping online, to be honest, I did a lot of my shopping online.
Has it
anyways.
increased or decreased? No, it's been the same.
Oh man, no, it's probably the same.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so you could say the overall amount of spending has gone down.
Yeah.
Right?
Same here. Same here. Have you shopped for like clothes?
I haven't shopped for clothes.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what's gone
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
right?
Clothes shopping
But I
has
can't do it
definitely gone
online.
down.
It's not like I'm doing it online.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I got something online, but
Maybe if you really need it,
yeah.
then yeah.
But
you buy
I mean, I would have
something.
done that anyways. Like maybe if there's some kind
Yeah.
of like deal online, I
Right.
would have done it anyways.
Right,
I don't
right,
think
right.
it's gone up in that sense.
Yep.
Everything else I was already buying online. Like I don't think I've gone to, for example, Best Buy to pick up, like everything. All my setup in the office, everywhere, it's always online.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Because it's easier, man. Like I can look at like what I want, and something as small as like a TV, or not small, but like as big as a TV or small
Yeah.
as a camera.
Yeah.
Like there's nowadays, you can't even kind of do price shopping. Like if you go to Costco, it's one price. In Best Buy, it's a different price, but
Yeah.
they've packaged it in different ways, so you can't really figure out.
Right.
And so it's no longer about price. It's about what do I want? Do I want like a second lens, or do I want like another strap, or whatever it is?
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So there's those things, and online I can differentiate that much like easier. Like everything's
Comparison
just there.
shopping.
Yeah, and I could be like, all right, okay, fine, I want this.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I always
Interesting.
did
Cool.
that, so that was like something that
Yeah.
was always there. Yeah.
Interesting. I think it's been the same for me too. I've bought a lot less clothes this
Yeah.
year. Like I keep track of my budget every year on like what I spend money on in Excel. It's a bit nerdy. It's really nerdy actually, but I like to see where my money goes. Right,
Yeah.
just to see like how I'm spending it, how much I'm spending on clothes, on tech, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. For sure, my clothes spending has definitely gone down.
Yeah.
I've bought stuff I didn't used to buy, so like a new office desk, stuff like that. But obviously, because I'm
Yeah.
working from home, that's evident. In terms of just habits, my family has definitely used Instacart a lot. Like my mom and dad, and including myself. Like I'm just polling my family, her parents, myself, brother.
Oh, wow.
We go to the grocery
yeah.
store a lot less. But I do think they are pissed off about the service. Like they don't really like it that much.
Why?
So I think because sometimes you order stuff and you know the shoppers that buy stuff for you, they get bread that's got like a close expiry date, produce that isn't so fresh,
yeah,
right?
Exactly why
It
my
just-
parents don't want
Yeah.
to ever use
There you
that.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
So I think my parents, once this like tides over or once case counts go down, they'll
Yeah.
definitely be going back to the grocery store. Maybe they might use Instacart once in a while, but it won't be something they'd be using as frequently as they're using it right now.
I
because we're under
don't. I
lockdown.
mean, I don't think like the Instacart would ever
Yeah,
be successful. Anybody, I feel like, who knows food,
yeah,
who likes food, who cooks at home,
yeah.
they would always be a part of them that would want to go out
To the grocery store.
and do it themselves.
Yeah, do it themselves. Get hand-picked ingredients
Yeah, yeah,
versus
yeah.
just getting someone delivered. Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's definitely tough.
Which does kind of. I mean, because of that, I have my own opinions on stuff like DoorDash and all that. But I guess that's different.
Yeah. Maybe a topic for another podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the next question was going to be, what do you think? You obviously are in the real estate space. You're a lawyer working in the real estate space. What does this mean for the real estate market in Toronto in general? Because a lot of people think the Toronto market right now, residential is absolutely hot.
Yeah.
But just let's cover residential, and then we'll talk about commercial and retail briefly as well.
So, I mean, when they say hot,
Yeah.
I do want to put a little bit of a disclaimer to that.
Right.
Because what ended up happening was, like they said, September year over year, like sales were like up like 50%, 100%, or whatever the number was.
Yeah.
But the reality was in September, sales always dip. They're not as high.
Right.
And
Okay.
so because there wasn't a lot of buying going on during the peak time, which is April, May, June, July,
Yeah.
August,
Yeah.
right? Because there wasn't all of that,
Yeah.
it was all like there was a bump in September, but it was nowhere near the bump to like justify or make up for the lost volume
Yeah.
that was like.
I see. So you're saying
Right.
there was a lot of pent up demand because people
There-
weren't buying stuff.
I mean,
because
was
of
it
the
really
lockdown?
like it wasn't really pent up? Like there's a lot of people who are a bit paranoid that they don't want to put their house on the market
Oh,
now
just
because they might
deferring?
get less. Yeah.
Mhm.
So stock might not be up there.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I do feel like you had, I think, in Toronto, my numbers are correct. I think around 11,000. I'm sure
Sales?
somebody,
Okay.
if I'm wrong,
September?
somebody's gonna.
Yeah. Someone in the real estate market could probably correct you. Yeah.
But there were 11,000, and like normally it's like 7. Right?
Oh, wow.
And so
Yeah.
you went up 4.
Yeah.
Right? So even if you went up 4, the 4 doesn't justify how many you went down in April, May, June, like July, August.
Yeah.
There's no way that those are like your peak. September's always on the way down.
Right.
So if you do have a little bump there, it's like you're already like if you're supposed to have 10 or 7 in September, and you like let's say you're supposed to have like 20 in each month for April, May, June, July.
Yeah.
And you had like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Right. Like it doesn't make up for it.
Right. So there was some demand that was definitely lost during the year. is
There
what
was
you're saying.
definitely demand lost.
Yeah.
But the thing is also at the end of the day, I do feel like we're not going to be able to. Prices are going to be going up no matter what. They always say it's going to
Yeah.
stay low. I just feel because interest rates have gone down.
Right.
Right.
So what? So you're saying prices will continue going up? What? Because of the same fundamental factors: low supply in Toronto, chronically low supply. That seems to be an issue, and then
Yeah.
low
I would say
interest
public
rates.
policy. I would say the reason I would say public policy
Yeah.
is because you have right now
Yeah.
a record number of people unemployed
Yeah.
all around the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
And one of the mechanisms that people have to sustain themselves
Yeah.
as they try to find new jobs or whatever, especially in the West,
Yeah.
right? Especially in the States and in Canada, is to tap into their house. That's how they survive. And typically that's how they've been surviving the past 20 years, where you've had like cost of living going up, salaries staying the same. They've used that like the house as a bank. Now you need it more than ever. And I think that there is a policy to bring down interest rates, maybe even into the negative territories,
Yeah.
and inflate the asset prices to help people sustain themselves. Whether it's I definitely know that it's not good for in the long run, but whether it's good like short run, I don't know.
Right. Interesting stuff. Interesting. I guess moving on to then commercial and retail. Retail is clearly suffering, right? You have restaurants
Yeah.
closing. You have a lot of just stores going bankrupt in malls
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Longer term retail. Do you think we're just right sizing retail to
Yeah.
adopt to get used to e-commerce, etc.?
I think it's not even just e-commerce. I think we overbuilt.
Overbuilt, yeah. Agreed,
don't- I
agreed.
don't- I
We
don't
overbuilt
think-
malls and a
Yeah.
lot of these mom and pop shop
Yeah.
stores.
I don't think people were making enough to long term sustain these commercial buildings,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of people, like, there's a lot of people, clients that I have that went and they're buying like TVs and electronics based off of like the equity of their house. They got a
Yeah.
line of credit, the value of the house went up, and that's where they went. So there was easy credit. Now, is that sustainable in the long run? It isn't, because
Yeah.
once you're tapped out, you're tapped out.
Right.
You can go negative interest rate, you can do whatever you want, but at one point, you just can't go further.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I do
totally.
think that definitely we've overbuilt, and we are kind of trying to find a more sustainable level,
Like a
of
middle
consumption.
ground. Yeah.
I mean, I think overall society has been over consuming,
Yeah.
right? Do you need to change your TV every year? Right?
Yeah.
Like, do you need like 10 TVs? Do you need like
Yeah.
whatever else it is that we're like consuming?
Yeah.
Do
yeah.
we need all those things? I don't think so.
No, that's true.
Right.
That's true. It's actually a good point. I think you do have a few bright spots, maybe. Warehouses definitely going
Yeah.
crazy because of just the adoption of e-commerce. I guess you and I maybe haven't had any spending habit changes in terms of our online shopping, but maybe other people are now getting used to
Yeah.
shopping online,
Yeah.
right? So I think that seems to be like a spot that's definitely heating up. And then things like data centers, because again, data moving on the cloud, that's been like a secular change that's been happening in our society for quite a while. As you know, systems and AI and
Yeah.
VR, all that stuff, we increase the amount of data that we deal with and
Yeah.
produce on a day-to-day basis. I think the data center market's pretty good. But yeah, definitely bearish on
Yeah.
retail, I'd say.
But I mean, I think overall, I don't think COVID has really developed something that wasn't already happening or wasn't going to happen. It's just
true.
accelerated.
It's
Instead of-
accelerated. Yeah, absolutely
it.
true. There was nothing like, oh, earth shattering.
Yeah.
It just sort of accelerated some of that stuff that was happening anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like, for example, a lot of my clients, now the older generation is forced to use webcams. The younger generation already was.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah,
were we
yeah,
already
yeah.
moving towards a more digital? Yeah, we were. The older generation may have not been there yet.
Yeah.
But as society ages,
Yeah.
right, or moves forward, and the older generation is no longer there, is replaced
Yeah.
by us.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, so true.
We're already kind of used to the webcams already.
Right.
Now there might
right.
be newer technologies that we don't like want to adjust to, but that's already there.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like one of the things that I find very interesting. I might be sidetracking.
Yeah, no. Hey,
But
that's
like-
what this podcast is for.
So like part of the real estate practice, I'm running to the bank a lot, and
Right,
a lot of
okay.
times when I'm running to the bank, there's a lot of just senior citizens who like to go, and there's like one of those
To the
books.
bank. Yeah,
Get
yeah,
to
yeah.
the bank. There's those books for their transactions. They get that printed out.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So they
Those
still do it. Those
Yeah,
checkbooks.
yeah.
So they don't like do anything online. Sometimes they're not even going there. I mean, some of them go there to pay their bills, which is okay, fine, even though you could do it online.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they're just doing to get an update on the to get that book printed.
Yeah.
right?
It's unbelievable how some habits stick,
Yeah.
hey?
So-
It's,
and
it's
how
actually
old
kinda
does that
crazy.
habit have
yeah,
to be?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. What do you tell old people? It's hard to change your habits
Yeah.
sometimes.
So I mean, that's what I mean. Like we have our own old habits. that
yeah,
are gonna
I'm
be
sure.
old sooner
Yeah,
or
yeah.
later,
Sooner
right?
or later they will be. They
Yeah.
will be. Yeah, millennials are gonna be looked at. Oh, you're so outdated.
Yeah, because like, what if what if tomorrow a technology is produced where the bank will talk to your credit card company
Yeah.
and automatically pay them the amount.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
be very nervous signing up to that.
That's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
I would be logging online to pay my bills, or somebody else would be like, "What the heck is this?" Like,
Why are you
doing?
logging in
Yeah.
online? Yeah. It's automatic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you worried? That's absolutely true. That's actually a really good point. Yeah.
So,
Some people might look at us and think we're dinosaurs.
yeah.
I did want to cover one more class of real estate, which is quite popular in Toronto. That's condos. I know we're jumping around. We talked about residential. We
Yeah.
talked about commercial and retail. But let's talk condos. Downtown condo market. What do you think about sort of the condo market there? We obviously know what the trends are right now. Rents have definitely been going down because immigration to the city has come to a standstill. Right,
Yeah.
there aren't any new people coming in. Airbnb properties have been hit hard because there are no people vacationing to the city.
Yeah.
So those have gone to the market and sort of putting downward pressure on rents. Longer term, what's your view on the condo market?
I think the value is going to go down,
Okay,
but down in the sense that it's not going to go up.
right. So
But we're going to have
stabilize.
inflationary pressures.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
if they're printing off money,
Yeah.
and prices stay the same, it's actually really going down
Right.
because public policy. I don't think you want like that asset class to go down because that is for like a middle class condo is where they're living at, right?
Yeah.
Because right now,
So a lot of people sort of buy the first condo,
Yeah.
get into the housing market
Yeah.
by buying a condo,
Yeah.
right? That's
And
the first step.
So that like because people are gonna be moving out of the city
Yeah.
as technologies get even better and like there is no need to work from the office at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that definitely people these metropolitan areas are gonna like feel that pressure,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I think that like it's fun to live in the city, but you live in the city for work and then you have fun,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't
yeah.
go into the city to have fun and then you work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Totally.
So
totally.
I think that people are going to go where their jobs are.
Yeah,
And if you can
yeah.
work from home, and the thing is like, I'll throw it to you.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a 1,000 square foot apartment in the city
Yeah.
or have like a 2,000 square foot home that's like an hour away from downtown?
Yeah. For sure the latter. For
Yeah.
sure the latter. I mean, the only appeal I see of downtown now is just going there for like restaurants, meeting friends, etc. I mean, my view on condos is maybe I'm biased here because I own a condo, but I think like as we let in immigration resumes and tourists come back to the city, etc. Maybe condo prices sort of stabilize, go up slightly.
Yeah.
But maybe the gangbuster days of the past are a thing in the past.
Yeah.
We won't see again. So I definitely see that being a dynamic. But I mean, you're right. Just looking at even the technology sort of like landscape,
Yeah.
right? As we move towards augmented reality, virtual reality, imagine having a meeting that's very much mimics how it is in person, right? Like you have someone's avatar or something like that in your home. Like then I don't understand. Then maybe like what's the point? Like the case for office work decreases, right? Yeah, maybe sometimes I need to go to the office, but certainly we don't need like, that square footage that we used to have. Maybe
Yeah.
that changes.
Office space dedication would go away.
Yeah.
If it is easier, and it already is, like something as small as like Teams has changed a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like through Teams, I use that a lot at work. I'm sharing screens with the people I work with.
Yeah.
Right. I'm web chatting. I'm even making phone calls on there. So there's so much to it that I don't really feel like I'm with them sometimes more than the person sitting next to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly chatting. This needs to be done. That needs to be done. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing that. Okay, I did this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody's collaborating.
Yeah.
And it's done very, very efficiently.
Yeah.
And it's done in a mode that a lot of people prefer too, right? If it's like, okay, you chat. If they don't understand it, you can jump on a call.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
If they don't understand that, you could share your screen right away.
Yeah.
Be like, boom, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I feel like in a lot of ways, this is going to sound bad, but it's easier than people being in the office.
Yeah.
Because if people are in the office, right, and I need to show somebody something and I'm pulling them into my office, hypothetically speaking, I would be a little bit on guard to make sure that there's no other confidential information in my office that an employee of mine might be able to see while I'm showing them whatever it is I need to show them.
Right.
But with everybody at home, I only share what I need to share. So I know they're only seeing what they need to see. Right?
Yeah.
Not that I'm not going to say I don't have anything to hide. I do have things to hide, but it's more like if there are certain confidential things about clients and all of that stuff that certain employees should not be knowing.
Yeah.
It's just easier for that.
Correct. You only show them whatever needs to be shared. Yeah, absolutely. All right, as we're wrapping it up here, so then COVID-19, has it really created just problems or opportunity?
I'm always looking at the half glass full. I think it's created
Glass half
a lot
full.
of
Yeah.
opportunity. I'm not trying to diminish what's happening.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's
Real people have been
unfortunate.
impacted,
Yeah.
and I guess in some sense, if you haven't been affected by this, you're speaking from a position, of privilege.
Yeah.
Right? Because you
that's
haven't
true.
been affected.
100%.
Right?
100%. People have lost their jobs. People have died. There's like a lot of
there's
serious stuff.
real serious stuff. I mean, for some people, obviously, it's been an opportunity. You've seen some companies like Zoom, Peloton do incredibly well.
Yeah.
But for some people, it's been a real challenge.
Yeah. But
Cool.
for businesses, I think for overall, I think humanity,
Yeah.
I think definitely we're going to get through it, but
Yeah.
we're going to get through it stronger.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I definitely
Crisis brings opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come out stronger on the other side.
And the other thing is that it also, like, before, I think I'm spending more time with family. I think a lot
Yeah,
of people
yeah,
didn't do
yeah,
that
yeah.
before.
Some of the intangible things that you
yeah.
never had time to do. All right, cool. We'll leave it there then. I think that's a good spot to end.
Yeah.
All right.
Family. That's
Family.
what COVID has brought us to.
Family's closer.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Until the next episode. Have a good one. We're out.
Take
Peace.
care. Bye.